Welcome friends, fiends, and familiars to the Comic Fiends Comic Friends. On this show, I have conversations with friends from all over about comics. In this week's episode, I chat with a fellow comic fiend that's got an insatiable hunger for manga. Welcome to the Comic Fiends Comic Friends. This week, I've got my friend Andronicus with me, and it's yet another friend from college. But let's play this out because it's fun. How did we meet?
Oh man, that was interesting. Let's see.
10 years ago now.
10 years ago. I remember going into the dorms, and I remember the main activity for just about everyone in the dorms was drinking and partying, which was, is kind of fun, but I didn't drink at all. And so that wasn't really my jam. And so I found the guys that were playing Smash and reading anime.
that was us.
And I think it was during WoW Week or whatever.
Yeah, I think so.
Because Augustine was in my group, but I didn't get to know you until a little later on, because I followed you guys back to the dorms because our dorms were like on the same level.
Yeah, that's right. I think it's under construction right now or something crazy.
I hope so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got stuck in the horrible 4 people in one room thing, right?
Those were so wonky.
Yeah. Ugh.
Big old concrete things.
It was designed by a prison architect, is what I remember hearing. But
yeah.
Something like that. Anyway.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So yeah, that sounds right. I think that's how we met a lot of people that first year. It's like,
yep.
You guys want to play video games and watch anime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you introduced me to the the drill that will drill through heaven.
Oh yeah. It's been a while since I've watched Gurren Lagann.
Yeah.
I'll do that. I'll probably do a run through that soon. Because Marie hasn't seen it yet, so we'll have to do that.
Oh man.
Yeah. Okay. So I feel like I know the answer to this already, but
sure.
The first question is, what kind of comics do you read? And this can include, I know what the answer is, I think, but this can include, like traditional American comics, like superhero stuff, manga, web comics, Sunday funnies, whatever it is. But what do you read regularly?
So manga, pretty much entirely. Although I also do, breakfast cereal, Sunday breakfast
SMBC.
cereal. Yeah, SMBC by Mr. Wienersmith over there, because that is just fantastic.
Yeah.
And of course, XKCD. I was into some of the web comics like QC.
Oh, questionable content?
Yeah, QC. Yeah, questionable content. I was into that for a long time. But I couldn't. It just got too long. But yeah, no, manga is my main jam. I just consume tons of manga, even still.
Yeah, I was saying that I went with a comic fiend because of how I consume comics. Like I just devour them, and I realized that you, I think, devour at the same rate, if not more, because it's focused mostly on manga.
God, it was bad in college. When I first started getting into manga, because that's when I made the jump from anime to manga, because I don't do anime anymore.
Okay.
At all, pretty much, except for maybe One Punch Man and maybe when Mob Psycho comes out.
It came out last year. You should watch it.
Yeah. No, I should. I still haven't yet. Right. But I've stuck with manga because it's so easy to digest. It's so quick And also, so that's another story from the dorms. We had capped bandwidth in our dorm rooms. And I literally would consume the bandwidth for the whole month in a single day from watching Bleach and Naruto. So that pretty quickly I learned that I had to switch up to manga if I wanted to continue binging on stuff. I actually, to give you guys an idea about how much I was binging in college freshman year, I caught up to One Piece in 2 weeks. It was I think it was at 600, or it was like at 600 or 800 at that point.
It's 800 now, so it was probably closer to 6 back then. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like at 650 or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And I barely slept when I was. I didn't do any homework. It was really bad.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
Yeah. Right, that's what I did. The same thing for One Piece. I think I was maybe a junior in high school or a senior. No, junior in high school. And I just blasted through it. I caught up to wherever it was 500-ish at the time, maybe. And yeah, I didn't sleep. I just all I was doing was I'm gonna catch up to this dang thing because it's actually really dang good. But yeah, it's probably not great to do it while you're in school.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And now that I'm working, I have the same issue whenever I start a new series that already has a bunch of stuff out. It's always interesting. Was it recently I did who is the maker of Monster? Let's see.
I was just talking about it with somebody. Oh no, his name's not in my head right now. What about it? Are you going to talk about Billy Bat?
So it wasn't Billy Bat. It was his some of his other ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was 20th Century Boys.
Ah, okay.
20th Century Boys. Yeah. Yeah.
That one's due for another reread.
It was, yeah. I really like it. And that one you could reread because it's got layers to it, and I feel like there's subtle things that you don't catch.
Yeah. Because I don't remember who Friend ended up. I mean, don't tell me, but I forgot, so I want to find out again. But I forgot who Friend actually was in the end, or something like that. I remember, it's gone. It's gone in my head.
I still don't know. I still, to be honest, I've read the whole thing.
Yeah.
I still don't know who Friend really was, or whether he was multiple people, or.
I think they implied he was multiple people, but then there was a second guy that actually had powers or something. I don't know. It was nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. I should. We'll make a specific episode just about 20th Century Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna feel horrible when I go and look up the name of the mangaka right now, or later. I'm not gonna look it up right now, but dang it, yeah.
It's Naoki Urasawa.
Oh, okay, that's right. That's what it was. Yeah. Have you read have you read Pluto?
Yeah, I read Pluto. That was a long time ago, though.
Oh, okay.
I read it I guess that would be. I was back in college, so that was about 6 years.
Okay.
Ago, 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah.
Right.
And it was really good.
Yeah.
I don't remember much of it, but I remember it was really good.
It left an impression, but not all the details are there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like you answered this already, but so basically you started reading manga because you just sort of needed to, because of your bandwidth, because you wanted to consume the material without losing your internet, restricting your internet.
Basically. Yeah. So it started out as that, and then it became because I still needed to be productive and do college.
Yeah.
And consuming manga was much less time consuming than
Marginally.
anime.
Marginally,
Marginally, yes.
Because you could consume more of it than you consume. Was it because it's faster to consume the depth of it? Now I can consume the breadth of it, right?
Basically, God, yeah, that's actually what would happen.
Yep. Yeah, now I have like a ton of subscriptions now. Like now I can pay for it because I'm an adult, and so I try to pay for as much as I can.
Nice.
But now I have like all these subscriptions that I'm like juggling. But I actually look forward to Mondays now, because that's when the official Shonen Jump release comes out. Like official.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it is time. It is actually the same day because when we were in Japan, well, maybe a little like a day behind because their Monday is a little bit sooner than ours.
Yeah.
But like that Monday, a new volume would come out, and then the digital subscription would update.
Okay.
So it's pretty. I think it's really good. It's the only problem is they can only translate so much, so you don't get like because they do like 20 chapters at a time in the real thing, like 20 new series at a time, maybe less, probably less, but you only get like 10, less than 10 in the U.S. release.
Okay.
Because some are like super Japanese that I don't know like would appeal.
Yeah.
That's a lot of translators. Translating work. But I mean, think about that. Like, what did they have to do, to get it? To get like they had to force authors basically to have stuff ready a week early or something.
Yeah, it's a massive manga is a massive undertaking. It's a real machine. It's a true machine, and the speed that they come out and the quality, the consistent quality that authors are able to come out with is really amazing. Yeah, it's kind of funny I was hearing about the beginnings of like Mickey Mouse and the early comics, early animation, and they stuck with very simple designs, very simple shapes like circles and such, so that it was very quick for people to draw, and very distinguishable, and because they thought it was like too labor intensive. But like now with manga, like manga is it's so full of labor, and many of them they're not completely digital either. They're pen and paper, and that's one big difference I've seen between manhwa, the Korean, and the Japanese, is the manhwa. They're much more likely to use brushes in Photoshop than they are to use pen and paper.
Just to have a better means of production, like to speed up the process, do you think? Or
yeah, and then also, I mean, you notice with manhwa, it's color. Like
that's true.
It's all almost always color with manhwa, so it makes it easier to do colors, especially really bright colors, because with drawing it's really tough to get the really brilliant hues, but Photoshop you just brush it in and the hues are all there. So I've been reading a lot of manhwa. It's a little bit weird to read because it's also made to be consumed digitally as well. So like manga it's a very much pen and paper. You're drawing with ink. You see like the ink lines with a really good the mangas that I really like Vagabond, Berserk, like some of the other ones. You really see the effects of the pen and the ink on the paper and the texture. And I really appreciate that. But I also really appreciate in some of the better manhwas the amount of complexity they're able to bring to it, and the brilliant color, the special the special effects, I guess, the transparencies and this and that and the other thing. And then what comes along with that is that manhwa is meant to be consumed on your smartphone, since everyone in Korea has smartphones, and there's literally Wi-Fi everywhere. Like literally everywhere there's free Wi-Fi. It's just part of the everything. So you get on the subway, there's Wi-Fi. You go anywhere, there's Wi-Fi, and so most of the time comics there are free, and just paid with ads. And instead of it being like the culture where you've got a big artist slash producer and they have to pitch an idea to a group, with manhwas, they just create it and post it to the website. I can't remember what it is right now. It's a famous.
Is it Line Webtoon? Line Webtoon's one of the ones I go to for sure. I know Tapas is big now too. Line is really, really big though. Like I read a bunch of stuff online.
Huh.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the one. Naver? Is it Naver?
It's Naver, yeah.
That's it. Sorry. Naver, I think, is the company that owns Line. Maybe.
Yeah.
I might have that wrong, but basically that's right.
Yeah, that's it. And so they'll post it there for free, and then the more views and the more popularity it gets, they'll actually pick it up and start paying the people per view or per whatever. So it's actually more like it's like YouTube for
that's pretty cool.
For manga artists. So it's really it's interesting because you get some really weird ideas in there, stuff that you would never see in like a manga necessarily, but at the same time it also attracts like very safe ideas because they want something that's like very popular and consistently getting the but in any case the very popular ones, they demand very high art quality and lots of color. So that's one thing I definitely appreciate about them. And also very quick release times, like just like it's insane how much even faster the release times for manhwa is versus manga.
Yeah, it seems really demanding in terms of like how is it? You'll get it like maybe more than once a week sometimes, right? And in color, and you get a good amount, I think. Right?
Yeah, generally. It depends. Like one I'm reading that I've been reading for a long time actually, Tower of God.
You recommended this one and I started it, but I never got past like the first few.
I don't blame you. It's on 318. It regularly has around 116 pages to it.
Wow.
Like literally 116.
How often do they come out?
It's I don't have any idea because I don't read it at Nevers or wherever they come out. I read it at like a third-party site.
Right.
But they'll like post and they'll put like 20 of them down, and it's like 116 pages for each of the 20. And then so one thing about the Korean manhwas is that because it's smartphone, it's made for scrolling.
Yeah.
And so oftentimes they'll have pictures, and each picture will be really, really long, really narrow and really, really long, because then you can just scroll up through it instead of hitting next, like you would on a smartphone with a small screen. So it's kind of weird because the site I read at, it started out having the really long ones and you'd have to scroll through it. And then the later ones, it chops it up so that, because it has large pieces, when it scrolls like that, they have large blank spaces to kind of distinct, like it's kind of like a pause, like a comma in the thing. So there's like a picture and then there's a blank space and then a picture and then a blank space because they don't want you like looking ahead almost. It's kind of an interesting dynamic for it.
Yeah, it really changes having to present to an audience that you know is scrolling makes a big difference rather than turning pages, which is that's when the shock comes, right? Or something like that.
Yeah.
Or like that one jerk that made a horror one that auto scrolls when you get to a certain point, so it looks like the lady runs at you, right? That was Korean. I was like, that was a Korean manhwa. They did that. But that's what you can do when you have, right? Like you have that, like you can make things look animated, right? Because you scroll, so it's like the frame.
You definitely can, yeah.
Yeah,
you definitely can. You can make it seem animated.
in
and then
dubious ways.
Dubious ways, yeah, very dubious ways. And then actually, it's kind of interesting too. I've been looking at it, but Chinese manga. I'm not sure what the exact.
Oh yeah, I saw the word too. I think it's also manhua, but it's HWA instead of. Well, no, it's HUA.
That's what it is.
yeah.
Yeah, HUA.
Cause yeah, was it? I think we talked about this one for a little bit. The Feng Shenji.
Okay.
Is that what we were talking about? That one or no?
It could have been. I go through so much I can't remember the names.
Oh my gosh.
I'm really bad with like if I see it, like
Yeah.
I'll know that I'm
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that one.
It's
But
the one where like the main character is like the kid of a god and a phoenix or something like, or he's got like phoenix blood in him or something crazy. But they're like being ruled over by a higher class of deities, and he's trying to rebel. I don't know. If
oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
one? Okay.
I haven't been able to. I think that one stopped for a little while. But
Okay.
yeah, no, I've been reading other ones. Like there's one called Spirit Blade Mountain that I've been reading. Now it's kind of weird because it comes out and it's got like it's really short. It's really each one is like maybe 15 pages, in like short pages. And then they leave you on like a cliffhanger after each one, but it comes out like every day or every other day.
What? Oh, jeez. Okay.
It's crazy. It's nuts. So like you're always wanting more, but there's always more. Like they're always posting more. So that I really like. It's not a fantastic manhwa, but it's certainly entertaining, and it gives it feeds the urge for
fill my void.
Basically it fills my void.
Yeah.
While I'm waiting for another Tower of God, or one I've been reading a ton recently that I really love is let's see, what was it? Fire Punch.
I've been hearing about this one. I don't know what it's about, but it sounds like it's kind of really tongue in cheek or something.
Yeah.
Like my perception based on the little things I've heard is that it's like an action series, but it's also kind of like knows it's an action series in a shonen magazine or a seinen magazine, and it's kind of like it's like one guy's like, I want to destroy the world, so we live in one where a video game exists or something crazy like. Or Final Fantasy, I can play the new Final Fantasy. No, or I can watch the new Star Wars movie or something, right?
That's it. That's
what it is?
Yep.
Like, what? Like, all right. Okay, I'll have to check it out.
It's like the most, like, is probably one of the more tragic, like, mangas I've ever read. But it's hilarious at the same time, and it's really disgusting and weird. Like,
that's appealing.
It's like it's deeply disturbing if you actually thought about. I guess you could say that about a lot of things.
Sure.
But it's pretty. I like it. I love it because it is so tongue in cheek like that. It knows what it is, and you never know where it's gonna go. Like it's truly unpredictable, which is it's kind of tough with like the typical shonen. It's being unpredictable with how many that have come out and the inspiration that they have. It's tough to be unpredictable in this kind of market. Everyone's trying to search for something new, kind of. So I think Fire Punch does a good job of achieving something that's both new, interesting, and
sounds a little depraved.
Yeah, depraved. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, very depraved.
I gotta be honest. Like sometimes that you just have an itch that needs to be scratched, and a weird, messed up manga will do that for you.
Yeah, that's what Berserk was for me.
Oh gosh, are you caught up on Berserk?
I am actually.
I'm waiting. Come on, he said he's gonna be back this year again. said he was gonna be back again. He's gotta come on.
It's
We
ridiculous.
went into that dream sequence. The dream's gotta. We're gonna get some answers or
Yeah.
crush everybody's souls horribly, which is perfect.
Yeah.
But hey, they're off the boat. That is a big deal.
That's a big deal. Huge deal.
Very big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's. I'm ready for more Miura-sensei. Ready for more punishment.
Oh man.
Yeah, because I think I told you I reread that one in like September.
Okay.
August, September.
Oh, wow.
And
Reread Berserk.
yeah, it's let's see. I think there's
It's
one part
huge.
that's like kind of slow. Yeah, but it's interesting the whole way through.
It is. It's true.
There was one part that really dragged for me. I can't remember which one it was. It might have been that like square shaped priest guy. I don't know if you remember that guy. Like really angular face.
It sounds familiar.
I feel like
Yeah.
that guy kind of dragged for me. Maybe. Oh, yeah. It was like anytime they were trying to get that, not princess, that lady. Those two people that joined the party, like the sly, like thin-eyed guy.
Yeah.
And the girl, like she
The
just
witch
kinda,
girl?
Yeah. Well, not the witch girl. She's a knight, I think. I forget. I can't remember her name right now. Farnese?
Oh yeah,
Farnese?
Farnese. Yeah.
Yeah, Farnese
Well, that
is like,
sounds familiar.
she was kind of like just super annoying to me at the time, I think. Just and so I mean she's definitely grown a lot since, especially when they introduced the witch girl, whose name is not in my head right now, but she's awesome.
Yeah, she's awesome.
But basically, yeah, when the witch like equivocated casting spells not as black magic but as reaching out to the elements like a prayer or something like that. I thought that was a turning point for Farnese. Right.
Yeah,
Because it's like it's black magic, it's satanic, it's evil.
Yeah, I remember that. That was kind of like you're like, okay, okay. Yeah, we've seen a lot worse than this in here. We've seen like demons come up from the ground and rape women and
it's horrible.
All sorts of
really
terrible
bad
things.
Yeah. But using a little bit of black magic or using a spell is really it's not. Come on, guy.
Yeah.
It could get rough. And that's what's really good about Berserk, I think, is that despite all these horrible things, you kind of come out of it a little bit optimistic, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, we're not done with it, so maybe maybe not.
The depths of your despair have not been revealed.
Yeah. I mean, that eclipse was frustrating. I knew it was coming, and I just but still, it was.
It's not like Gantz.
Gantz was positive in the end, which is weird.
It was it was in the end.
Yeah.
But like all through it, I was just like, oh my god, what am I? What is this? Like, this is really, I don't know. This is really sad.
Where's this going?
Everyone dies all the time, but he left alive, and
even if you live, it's not necessarily living because something's missing from you. And then when there are 2 Ks at some point, like it's like you couldn't let go. You couldn't just let it happen. You needed your own K, you monster.
Yeah.
But I told you, I think I only read Gantz last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like people had talked about it, suggested it for a long time, and it was like I was like, all right, we'll see what the deal is, and it turned out it was really dang good.
Yeah.
Did you see? This is only sort of related, but did you see the movie, the new one that just came out?
No.
It's on Netflix.
Oh,
it is. Yeah, I just watched it last week. It's really good because it's the Osaka arc.
Okay.
It's condensed a little bit. They took out some of the cooler. You've heard to call them aliens.
Yeah.
They're just aliens, right? Yeah.
I think they're aliens.
One of my favorite alien scenes is I forget the name of it, but it's like the Hanya mask, the demon mask, and then the lady mask. Like when they showed up, that was like one of my I love those guys.
Yeah.
But they still kept in all the other cool stuff, so I mean, definitely check that out. Yeah.
I will. Osaka arc was really something else, I remember.
Yeah. And they tied it, like at first it seemed like, okay, are they gonna make it seem like this is the only thing? Like this is but it's like, no, all the invasion things have already been happening and it's sort of ramped up, and it works really well as a single movie. Like, I would love to see more.
Nice.
Yeah, I was surprised, honestly. Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
I don't have Netflix, but yeah, I'll have to get on that.
Yeah. I was surprised they just threw it on Netflix too, but it is there. Okay. So I feel like you answered a lot of these questions without me needing to ask, so that's even better because it just flowed into it. What are you reading like now? Well, I guess you said that, but like, what are you reading now that you would really recommend? Like, just you want people to read?
Okay, let's see.
Like, if you had to pick 3.
If I had to pick 3,
I'm limiting you to 3 because you have to think about it.
Oh, I have to. Yeah. Oh. Okay, I got
whatever.
one.
It can be like manhwa, manga, whatever.
Yeah. So, one that I highly recommend. It's pretty recent. I think it came out in 2014 initially. It's called Dead Demons Dededededestruction. It's a manga by Asano-sensei. I don't know if he's well known, but anyways, it's Punpun
guy. It's the Punpun guy, right?
It might be, actually.
Pretty sure it is, because he's got a really distinct, heartbreaking, destroy my own inner self look. Punpun's actually being published in the US now, so.
Oh my goodness! Yeah. Oh, you're right. It is Punpun.
You didn't even know.
I didn't even know. I just saw the name. And I started reading it, and I was like, "Holy crap!
Yeah,
this is great." So, first of all, the art style, super gritty, super urban, like it's right in the heart of Tokyo. But at the same time, like the characters are very simple. He does that with Punpun too. The characters are very simple, very expressive, and like complex. Like every character in there. There's no good characters. There's no bad characters. There are characters that do terrible things, and there are characters that do mostly good things. And it's very much a sign in that way in how it treats the characters. And then it's a sci-fi. Aliens have invaded. They're above the town, and it's kind of interesting because it's very much on the edge. Like it's very much living on the edge of destruction. Like you don't know what's going to happen. He doesn't know what's going to happen. No one's knows what's going to happen. Like the damage has already been done. People have been killed, but it's still there. Like it's like
people are just trying to carry on despite this. Like oh wow.
Yeah, so daily life is still happening. It's about the school children who are going to school every day, seeing these aliens in the sky, and having this tragedy happen, and they're trying to continue to exist while they hear about like aliens coming down and killing people, or stuff being dropped on the city and people randomly dying, or then the defense forces like randomly killing a bunch of the aliens, but
it's like no effect or something. Like,
well,
maybe. Don't answer.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, because it does it has an effect both on the aliens and on the people that kill. Like, so the people that do the killing, you kind of see them lose their humanity, with that act of killing. And how easy it is now to just shoot down these aliens who are trying to come down, and they're not hurting anyone. They're not actually, for the most part, they don't launch like missiles or anything.
Right.
They're just they're like refugees essentially.
I see. It's not all aliens are trying to kill people. They're just trying to maybe blend in, or
they're trying to survive.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So it's about so the aliens are generally trying to survive, and they accidentally kill people by sending down ships that crash into people's houses.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
because the alien ship is like falling apart, and it's like hovering. No one knows why it's able to hover over Tokyo, so they can't shoot it down because then it would just fall over Tokyo and kill everyone. But at the same time, stuff is constantly falling down from there and randomly killing people. So it's heartwarming, tragic. Yeah, that's my one of my big recommendations. And it's what I love about it too is that it's got lots of like little winks and nods to the people, to like the audience.
Oh.
Like it has references to like Call of Duty. Like it says like one of the characters in there, she plays a ton of Call of Duty, and she's like, anyone who has a kill ratio of less than 1 should go kill themselves.
What?
You know.
Okay.
And she says it really sarcastically, like.
Oh, okay.
Like really, she's a very dramatic person that says very dramatic things, and this is part of her being really dramatic.
I see.
And then like it talks about like internet memes that are happening. So yeah, it's I think that's my number one.
Don't let your memes be dreams. Okay. Okay, so that's all right. That's number one. What else? What else you got?
Yeah. So number 2 would have to be Fire Punch, like I talked about.
Okay.
Because it is so self-referential. To give everyone an idea of the actual storyline, it's post-apocalyptic. It's an age of ice. There's like snow everywhere. People are starving. You can't grow anything.
Oh.
And so in this age, some people have developed very special abilities that give them control over water or fire, or like different elements, or the ability to regrow their body, like regenerate their body, like really quickly or really slowly. Then other people are able to like produce things from their body or read minds. There's all sorts of different interesting superhero type special abilities that people have. And the main character, he actually has the ability to regrow really, really quickly. He can regrow his body just really quickly. And early on in the story, this is kind of a spoiler, but it's the whole reason why it's called Fire Punch, is he's set on fire by someone who has his ability is to set something on fire until it burns completely. And that's the only time that the fire stops. So when that is combined with an insane healing ability, he's constantly regenerating and constantly burning.
Ooh.
So he's constantly on fire. He is living he feels all the pain because his nerves are constantly regrowing.
Ugh.
And they're constantly brand new nerves. And so he's set on fire along with everyone in his town, and he's the only one that lives. And
except he's just on fire all the time now.
He's on fire all the time, and
okay.
Basically, anytime he punches something, he transfers some of the fire to that thing, and so the fire punch essentially burns up whatever he punches.
I see.
And so that's why the fire punch, he could punch a building, and the building would start burning up, and it would be completely immolated because of that one punch.
I see.
So he's like a one punch man almost in that way.
Except not fun.
Not fun. No. And people like shoot him, like they'll like shoot him in the brain, and it does nothing, because his brain just has been burned up a million times. And he doesn't. It's kind of interesting because like you think someone like in like a typical shonen, like someone like that would like be able to harness their fire. Oh, I can do this with my fire and that with my fire, and this and that and the other thing, and they become like really intelligent with their use of their special abilities. But he's the exact opposite. Like he has no idea what he's doing. He doesn't even. He has to walk around naked on fire.
That's what I figured.
he has the brain of a child because that's when he was set on fire, and he hasn't aged since then. Essentially, he can't pay attention to like where he's going, like who he's talking to. He can barely keep track of conversations sometimes, and so he's very innocent, very naive. He has no special fighting abilities other than just regular punching things, and he's just a force of nature that wanders around the wasteland, doing whatever he wants to do.
Yeah, because it sounded like the way you describe it sounds definitely more like he almost doesn't have. Well, maybe he has some agency, but there's less of a. I'm gonna say like it sounds like it's almost impossible for him to grow.
Very much
in any. Well, I don't know about physically because I haven't seen it, but like mentally, like he can't learn anything new, maybe, or he's just. That sounds frustrating, but I want to check it out. That sounds.
He does
unique.
A little bit, but it's like very like baby steps for him.
Okay.
He's like a child in that way, in any sort of learning, and he really follows what anyone. If he identifies someone as a friend, he'll like follow them around and like do whatever they tell him to do.
So you can get tricked really easily, huh?
Oh yeah. He gets tricked really easily, and he'll just do whatever they tell him to do, and if they know his triggers, they can just manipulate him like nothing. He doesn't even care that he's being tricked. He doesn't have time for that. He just wants to get to his goal. So
So what is his goal? Is it to get rid of the fire somehow, or?
So he doesn't care about the fire.
Oh.
He does. I mean, in that he's in pain.
Right.
But he has this hate for the person that set him on fire, because that person killed his friends,
right?
Everyone in his, and so he's searching for that person, wanting to kill that person. And so if someone says, "Oh, he's over there," he'll just go over there and wipe out anyone that tries to stop him. So yeah, it's interesting.
Okay.
It's starting to get really interesting too. It was at a little bit of a lull, but it's at a point where it's going in a slightly different direction now.
Okay. All right. So that's your number 2.
It's my number 2. Yeah.
All right. What you got? What's your number 3? What do you got?
Yeah, number 3. Let's see.
Well, this is gonna be super tough.
That one's tough. So rather than discussing a specific one, let's see. There's an author I really like. He just made, so if you know Terra Formars.
Yes, I've read the prologue and the second prologue.
Okay.
Because I didn't I was like, oh, this is cool, and then the prologue ended and like, oh, we're going to a totally new cast. I guess
I couldn't really get into Terra Formars.
Okay.
But I believe he was like an alternate author that wrote like a prequel to it. I think it was called Gaiden. But he's done multiple other ones. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Terra Formars, Gaiden, Asimov. It's Boichi.
Boichi.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's B as in boy, Oichi.
Okay.
And so he's done a few in the past that I really enjoyed. And the main thing I like about him, so his stories are interesting. They're very much sign-in stories. They're very tragic. I think that's probably a theme and all of my favorite ones.
Has to be tragic.
Has to be tragic.
Gotta be sad.
Yeah. And then the art style too. I love his art style because it's like an ultra realistic art style. Like the men are like super ripped and like manly, but like not like a manga manliness where they're big and manly. Like you see every strain of every muscle on their body.
Yeah.
Like you see every individual hair, every wrinkle, every like it's super detailed. Like every
pulsing vein.
Exactly, yeah.
Throbbing vein, yeah.
And then he does that with the women too. Like he does women in a very sensual way that I particularly enjoy.
Oh,
right. Sorry.
Stupid.
But yeah, so I really love his art style. And then his stories are good too. So I enjoyed Terra Formars, Gaiden, Asimov. Then what was his other ones? Sunken Rock is the one he's most famous.
Oh, okay.
Sunken Rock. You remember that?
I don't know if I've read it, but I keep seeing that like around. I thought Sunken. I don't know what I thought. I thought Sunken Rock was like Korean.
It is. So he's interesting. He's really interesting because he's a Korean author, but he came to Japan and he writes for Japanese manga. So he does the traditional pen and ink, and you really do see that in his work. It's very, very pretty. Yeah. So, yeah, anything by Boichi, I try to read all of it. Although he doesn't really have that much. Sunken Rock is his biggest thing so far.
I think he has a new thing coming out. So something I'll say again about the Shonen Jump. They're doing. So you know how I don't know. I think you read shoot, what is it called? Bakuman, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you know about how they get new series in. They do something in the U.S. where they try out a new series or something that's new in Japan for 3 chapters. So they're calling them jump starts. And I think Boichi is doing the art for a new one, but I don't know which one it is. I'll have to send you the thing afterwards. But
okay. Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, so then, well, there you go. It's your favorite dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite dude.
Yeah. All right. So Boichi, Fire Punch, and DDD. I'll write the whole thing out.
Yeah.
I hope you can get some of this in the US. I don't know. Some of Boichi's work should have been published here already, but I'll look for it.
Yeah, I can't find much other than Sunken Rock, really.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a few other stuff, but yeah.
All right. Well, cool, man. Thanks for coming on. Talk to basically another comic fiend. Manga fiend, I guess, for being specific of it.
Yeah.
Devourer or destroyer of stories.
Yeah.
But we'll have to do this again.
Definitely.
I feel like let's just pick a thing next time and then just go through, talk specifically. Because I feel like, we just sort of touched on a bunch of different things, but if we pick a single thing, I think we could fill out that space. Right?
We could go on and on about if we just chose manhwa, the differences between manhwa or the Chinese, or even a specific genre like seinen or tropes like ninjas or something like that.
Yeah, sure. We'll pick a thing and we'll do it. I think that'll be good. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah, my pleasure, TCF.
Thanks for listening to TCFCF. Tune in next week for another conversation about comics. And don't forget, the Comic Fiend is your comic friend too.